normal rain. Rain gushing from his next door neighbor. Water gushing from his driveway. Water gushing from my driveway. Water gushing from my gutter. We're underwater here. Here's where the river starts. Now we're going to look up. This is the water coming off the driveways and out of the gutters. So this is not coming off the street. This is just normal rain drainage, which doesn't work. Clearly does not work. Clearly there is a design problem. Clearly it is not constructed correctly. All right, let's take a look at the back side of this. It's flooding on the other side of the rocks, eroding the fence away. You walk all the way down. So this is not even my yard. This is next door. Look at this. He's got, that's a foot and a half of water right there. Foot and a half wide. That's missing my drainage on the other side. All right, let's take a look at this side. So we got water coming out of my flooded beds that I can't put mulch in because it just floods every time. I got my drainage coming off of here. Next door, we got a Scott Felder house with no gutters. How can you have a house with no gutters? Beyond me. So anyway, as we walk down, you can see the river starting on her side. This is on Deb's side. This is on my side. Hang on. Okay, so now I'm next door. And this is what comes through the fence. You can see got a big puddle here that's pulled the sod up. All right, this is draining down. This is Scott Felder house. Right under the fence. This is going to rot the fence away. This is normal rain, by the way. Walking down. Walking down. Here it turns into a river. Significant river. Significant river. And then it heads under the fence and drains into my backyard. You can see no gutters. No gutters on a house in 2019. Guys, you have got to be kidding me. That's insane. This is what you get. All right. Now I'm on my side of the fence. As you can see, there's water draining down. It's more on her side up here at the top. And I got my gutter gushing here. And here's where it turns into a river. Okay, this is not going to drain correctly ever without drains. It is a complete river. The same problem I had on the other side. This water is 6 inches deep here because it's a big gap here. It's been eroded out. You can see the fence is eroding and becoming right down to the cement. More river, more river. I have another gutter over here pushing into all her water coming off of her house, and the other side coming down here draining into this. This is where the water pops under the fence from her side. It comes into my yard. This is 3 feet wide of water. 3 feet wide of water heading down my yard every time it rains. And it hits the bottom here and ends up going down along my fence. So these are my back beds in a normal rainstorm. And this is all the water that's coming from next door because it ends up making a right turn. So my beds, they flood every single time. And what mulch I have left ends up right here. and I have to rake it every single time it rains. But this is flooding. I could never have mulch back here. Plus I've got rivers running into my backyard. Here's my other mulch bed, which, because the water coming off the other side, is just overwhelms them every single time. And again, the mulch all gets washed out every single time. Every single time. So flooding in the back. Okay, let's now take a look at the this is the drain, that the Dry Creek drain. So this is the bottom, and you can see it's just a river of water behind my house. This is not drainage. This is just dumping into the woods. But it's overflowing. There's too much water. You can see it's hitting the sides and eroding the sides because there's just way too much water coming out of here. And again, this is just a normal rainstorm. This is not the major rain. When the major rain comes, all the rocks move. Now here you can see they didn't move the rocks. They just kind of moved them around a little bit. But these are all the rocks that washed out from the top in the bad storm. And here we go. This river running through my yard. Again, it's leaking on the other side. The plastic, or the material that's supposed to be underneath the rocks, is not underneath the rocks. You can see it's up on my grass. So it's eroding my grass again. Because there's too much water coming in. This is under the fence. To me, draining under the fence. This is draining. More erosion, lots of erosion. So this just doesn't handle the volume of water that's coming down here. And so this is when everything is working correctly. This is when the grading is working correctly. The streets are not overflowing. Now when we get into that scenario, you're seeing what happens. Those were my previous videos. Anyway, this is what we've got. And this would work great if there was about 90% less water, but too much water. This is not a long-term solution. Massive amounts of water. So here we are. And this is the rain coming off the other side of the street. And just look at how much water we get. It's because it's coming off these homes. This drain is working a lot better now. And I mean, look at the amount of water that we get here. Because this is where Prescott is draining out. Look at this. Just a river. And of course, this is the backyard that floods. The Scott Felder house across the street, which is flooding again. And the drains are pouring into the street. And I'll walk down the other way. Just massive amounts of water. This is just normal rain. So, I mean, we shouldn't have this much water on our street in normal rain. It's insane. He's got a big puddle here in his front yard. Again, here's his drain from the back coming out. It's just flooding like crazy. You can see here.